Welcome back to the Story Traders podcast.
Just jumping right in.
Yeah.
I was setting my drink down. I was like, whoa, he's going for it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I've got some pretty funny stories to share about Oliver recently.
Love him.
Yeah. Okay, so I just ran today. We talked recently about how we're both training for a half marathon. A bunch of people, actually. You, me, Isabel. Isaac is doing it.
Timbo.
Yeah. Timothy.
I know a lot of people from my church who are going, which you do not know, but they're awesome.
Yeah. I know someone else is doing it too. But anyway, so I ran today. When I got home, the house was empty because Bailey was going to pick up Oliver from daycare. And they got home very shortly after, and Oliver walks in, and I go, "Oh, hey, bud." And he goes, "Oh, Dad." And I was like, "Come on over, give me a hug." And he comes over and hugs me, and then he steps back and kind of scrunches his face, and he goes, "Wet." and I was like, "Yeah, I know, I'm kind of sweaty."
Oh my gosh.
And he kind of looks at me inquisitively and looks up like he's looking into the sky, and he goes, "Rain?" And I was like, "No, not rain. I ran. I was run." And then he goes, "Oh, fast?" And I was like, "Yeah, I ran fast." And he goes, "No way."
No way.
And I was like, "Yeah way." And then he goes, "No way."
He did it twice.
It's so funny. He's been doing that.
Where does he get
recently?
that?
I don't know. It's just so funny.
No
just cracks
way.
Me up. It just cracks me up. But this has happened, kind of similar conversations. Like that was one of the longer, like back and forth conversations where he's actually been able to kind of like follow what I'm saying, and
that's so wild.
And like have reactions. It's just so fun. But there was this other time I walked in. I told you about this recently, but it's just this one is so funny because I got in. I was wearing my sweatband, and generally speaking, when I'm
dripping in sweat.
just dripping, and generally speaking, when he sees my sweatband, then he thinks he's like automatically, Dad just went on a run. So I come in and he goes, "Dad, run!" And I was like, "Yeah!" And then he goes, "Oh." And then just sticks his little thumb up in the air and goes, "Good job, Dad." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, bud."
That's so wild.
It was just so funny. And I've got another story about Oliver, not related to running, but recently we've had Elias on. We indicated in that podcast that they were expecting a baby. And since then, they have had their baby.
They've had it.
I am now an uncle. Funkle, as Bailey likes to call me.
Okay.
So my nephew's name is Jude.
Jude.
And Oliver is a huge Jude fan.
Yeah. I haven't met Jude yet.
Yeah. So last Saturday, we went to a fall festival with them, and we had them over for breakfast in the morning. So then we drove to the fall festival in separate cars, and Oliver has basically
festival?
What?
Which festival?
The Laner Pumpkin.
Oh, you went to
Pumpkin
Laners.
Patch.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we get in the car. Oliver basically has a meltdown.
Oh boy.
As he's getting in the car because he's like, Jude. And we were like, Oliver, we're going to see Jude, okay? We're going to the same place, okay? And he goes, okay. And we're like, can you wait to see Jude until we get there? And he goes, yeah. And so then we get there, and he has a good time, and he just loves Jude. He loves like peeking around, looking at him in his carrier.
Jude has been the best thing to prep him for.
Oh yeah,
having a little sibling.
Yes, and that's the hope, is that by the time his little sibling comes around here in 6 weeks, he's gonna be ready. You know.
It's so crazy that's six
I know.
weeks away.
It's blowing my mind. So the other night, Oliver kind of points at Bailey's belly and says like, "Baby," which he does occasionally. And we're like, "Yeah, are you going to have a brother or a sister. Normally he just says whatever
Was
the
second.
last, yeah, whatever the most
Sister.
recent one, sister. And then you go, you're going to have a sister or brother?
Brother.
Brother. And we don't know yet what the gender is. But I was like, Oliver, what should we name your little sibling? And he kind of stops, pauses, and he goes, Jude. And I was like, okay, well, hey, that's a good name.
That is so funny.
So I texted that to Morgan and Elias, and Elias just responds, this made my day. I just couldn't stop laughing when he said
What
that.
should we name our little kid? Jude. I mean, he's kind of thinking like, what are all the names I know?
Yeah.
Well, I know Jude.
And
I
that's
know
a pretty
Ollie,
good name.
And I know Mom and Dad.
He kind of knows my name, actually.
Does he actually?
Yeah, because we were at the grocery store. And Bailey and I, when we go to the grocery store together, we'll normally split up so that we can get stuff faster.
Yeah.
Bailey's pushing Oliver around.
I thought you did pickups.
Yeah, most of the time we do pickups. Occasionally, like last Friday, we were just picking up a few things. And it was the same day, so we couldn't do like same day pickup.
Yeah.
And so we got there and we split up to pick up different things. Bailey was pushing Oliver around. And I had been walking around one of the corners, and Bailey called to me to have me come back so that she could give me like another item to have me pick up when I walked away.
Yeah.
And so she tells me, I walk away, I pick up these items, and then I'm walking around trying to find where they're at. And I turn the corner, and there they are. And Oliver goes, Caleb!
What?
And I was like, what? What? And he just kind of giggles. And I was like, what is my name?
That is so crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny.
A 2-year-old, like, knowing what their parents' name is.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, that is so funny to me.
Yeah, I think
like,
he did that with Bailey recently, too.
Bailey!
Yeah.
Wow. I remember Darren one point telling me, I mean, he was in high school, but he had always, what? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I remember at one point Darren had told me he was in high school, but for kicks, instead of calling his dad, he called him by his first name.
Uh-huh.
And he just like lost it. He's like, you will never call me that again. And he's like, you understand? Darren's like, yes, sir. I understand. I will never, ever call you that again.
That is hilarious.
Did you have more stories?
I have a couple more, but I can tell them after yours.
I don't have anything crazy. Probably.
That's okay. What I have isn't too crazy. Still funny, but
Yeah. So probably one of the funniest things that happened to me was super random this week. I had gotten to church early to do the slides, and somebody else who was getting there early to set up chairs had brought a bag full of zucchini because it's just zucchini season. You know, everybody's trying to get rid of their squash. And he's like, anybody want some zucchini? I was like, oh, I'll take one. And he grabs this just monster, just this massive zucchini, and throws it on the table. He's like, here, this one's yours. I was like, okay, cool. So it's just sitting on the table the whole church service.
yeah.
But like before church even started, Scott had come by and he's like, oh, I love it. The agriculture man, he just can't get away.
You just gotta have a
brings
zucchini.
zucchinis to church. I was like, Scott, this isn't even my zucchini.
I mean, but it is my zucchini.
It is
now,
my zucchini, but I didn't
I mean,
grow
you're
it.
right. I can't
right.
get away from
You're right.
agriculture.
You're right. But he just thought it was so funny that I had this big old zucchini, and he grabs
This is where?
it.
This is at the AV table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like grabs it and like holds it like a baby,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, boy, I need a comfort zucchini up there when I, and oh no, he didn't say that till later because he had been doing like an announcement, gosh, I don't even remember what the announcement was, but he was actually getting a little emotional up there.
Yeah.
And then he comes back down and he like grabs the zucchini randomly. He's like, I just need this emotional zucchini to
This
go
emotional support. Zucchini.
emotional support. I was like, yeah, sure you do. But this zucchini continued to garner so much attention. So
How big is this zucchini?
I mean, for the record, I definitely grew a larger zucchini than this, but I mean, by normal human standards, most people have not seen a zucchini this big. It's probably like this large and probably like that big around.
Okay, a good size for a
size
zucchini, but not as big as your zucchini.
No, I grew way bigger ones for my 4-H projects. But like somehow I had been started to be like people were associating the zucchini with me by the end of the whole service because like Isabel was wondering where I was at one point, and because she was having a conversation with somebody else, and she's like, did Josiah leave? Is he still here? Because we had driven separate cars.
Mm-hmm.
And they look over to the table and they're like, well, his zucchini's still over there.
Yeah, it's like most people when they say like, oh, well, such and such's wife is still here, so they're still here.
Yeah, exactly. His zucchini is still here, so he has to be here. So I take this zucchini out to the car, and multiple other people comment on it because I had driven the truck down there, and my friend Isaac is like, thanks for serving today on the production, the slides team and whatnot. And I'm like shoving stuff in the truck, and I still have the zucchini in my hand, which since the cab is like so big, he could like see me, but he couldn't see the zucchini. So then I kind of pop out from behind the cab, still holding the zucchini. And he's like mid conversation with me. He's like, oh my gosh, that's a huge zucchini. Like he just like mid sentence just dropped what he was saying and was just so intrigued with the zucchini. And then like I say bye to him, and somebody else, as they're pulling out of the parking lot, yells at me through their car window. They're like, see you, Josiah, love that zucchini. I was like, what in the tarnation? I was just losing it.
Think about how many times you're talking to someone about someone else at church or whatever, and you're like, they've got glasses. They were wearing such and such a shirt on Sunday, and they're like, oh yeah, I think I might know who you're talking about. I guarantee someone this week is talking about you, and they're like
he had a zucchini last week.
He had a zucchini last week, and they're like, oh yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Who you're talking about. And then to cap all that off, I have to pull up this text thread from Sunday evening. So we had like some technical difficulties, and honestly, I didn't do much to help fix them. I was just doing what I was told. So one of those things involved going up on stage while Scott was beginning to preach and press some buttons.
Yikes.
Love that.
Yikes.
But yeah, I was not the brains. I was just I guess I was the brawn in that situation. Is that
okay? Sure.
But anyway, Scott had like texted me and a couple other people just
while he was up there.
No, Sunday night, and had like thanked us for serving that day, and I responded, and then and he responded. He's like, and I was just like giving somebody else the credit. I was like, I just did what they said, and Scott said, but you did it with the Zucchini of Peace. And I was like, John has no context for this, because John was one person in this conversation who wasn't actually at church. He's just like the team leader for the slides. So I was like, John has no context for this. And somebody else was like, I think everyone should have a comfort zucchini. And Scott says, who needs context for a Zucchini of Peace? Standard liturgical protocol. I was like, solid point. No one needs context. And John says, I've known Scott long enough now to know it's either an incredible analogy I can't wait to unpack, or a horrible autocorrect text. Both fine by me. And Scott texts that.
Oh my gosh. Just a gif.
A gif of a girl just slyly like turning and like smiling a little bit. I lost it. That was so funny to me.
Oh my gosh. The Zucchini of Peace.
Zucchini of Peace, yeah. So that was probably the funniest, craziest thing of my weekend.
Nice. I like it. For my other little bit that I was going to talk, for my other little bit of stories that I was going to tell, I'm going to go back to Bailey's and my birthday weekend.
Oh, wow.
So we are signed up with, in like the rewards programs for like a bunch of different restaurants in the area.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We have
all
our
the
birthdays.
freebies.
Yeah, and we have our birthdays with all of them so that we can get like all these freebies. Sometimes, some companies have like pretty pathetic rewards. It's like, oh, you get like a cookie if you spend like $20 or whatever. It's like, well, I don't really want to go spend $20, just to get a cookie. Like a cookie's great, but it's not $20 worth. But then there are other ones where you just straight up get something for free, and those are awesome. So,
Mint.
I've got 3 places that I'm going to tell you about going to.
Okay.
And all of them, one of them was pretty normal, and the other 2 just kind of blew my mind.
Okay.
The first one is Parlor Donuts. We went there because I got a $5 reward. And
I did too, because you talked me into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, not for my birthday.
Have you had one of the donuts yet?
No.
Just the coffee?
No.
Have you had the
coffee.
honey cinnamon cold brew?
It was just normal cold brew. And then the second
the
time
honey
I went,
cinnamon cold brew is pretty good.
Second time I went, I just got... Well, actually, I asked them, do you have any pumpkin? And they're like, no. I was like,
they didn't have pumpkin?
Maybe
they hadn't come out with their
no,
fall.
But they like added some pumpkin spice to it, which was good enough for me.
Okay.
Honestly, sometimes I prefer that because it's not as sweet.
Okay. Well, the honey cinnamon cold brew, very good. Anyways, didn't get the honey cinnamon cold brew that day. Actually got donuts.
Okay.
Because I actually like their donuts. And so we picked these donuts up, went outside, because they have like some benches out there, and we're just sitting there eating our donuts. And someone else, there are several people walking in there. It's a Sunday morning. They're picking up some donuts and leaving. And when one of these people walks out with a pretty good size box of donuts, because the donuts from Parlor Donuts are much larger than normal donuts. So a box for like a dozen donuts is larger than a normal box of a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
And this person walks out with this huge box, and Oliver just goes, pizza! And I was like, that's so funny, because like, think about like the number of times that he's seen a pizza in a box.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the only thing that he can associate with it.
Pizza!
It's just so funny. It's a Sunday morning, and we're literally
Did they hear
sitting
him say that?
eating, maybe, I don't know, they didn't react to it, but we're literally sitting there eating donuts, and he sees this box, and he's like, pizza! So funny.
That's incredible.
Yeah. The next place is Qdoba, which is like a very Chipotle.
Yeah.
Type
I don't think
place.
I've ever been there, but
Really?
no.
Oh man, you should
So they
go
have a
sometime.
good,
It's slightly more expensive than Chipotle, but you get free queso and free guac.
Ooh, I like the sounds of that.
So you get a bowl, you get free queso, free guac. It's like just under $10.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
it is great. So, wow, a lot of free advertising today. So they, for your birthday, give you free chips and queso. So I was going there to pick that up. Bailey and I had both ordered it on the app, so I was just going in to pick up both of them at the same time. And when I walked in, I said, I'm picking up for Caleb, and I'm picking up 2 orders, one for Caleb and one for Bailey. And he goes, oh, yeah, okay. Bailey's is done. Hold on. And then he pulls it out, and it is a massive bag.
Okay.
Huge bag.
And he said that was only Bailey's.
Yes. I have never seen a takeout bag this large.
Okay.
I think I must have just reacted like
Yeah,
a little shocked. And I was like, whoa. And he goes, gotta keep it safe. And I was like, yep, gotta keep it safe.
Gotta keep it safe. Yes,
and
sir.
I'm just like holding this huge bag.
Was it mostly empty?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for my chips and queso. And he brings it out, and I can see them packing it up. Brings it out.
So the chips and queso is what is free?
Yes.
All for your birthday?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have to buy a...
No.
Oh,
no, it's free.
Free chips and queso?
Yeah, just free chips and queso. And it's actually really good. So he brings out mine. It's in a decent-sized bag, especially for chips and queso, but not as big as Bailey's. Yeah. So I'm walking out of there, and Bailey's sitting in the car with Oliver, and I just get in, and I hand her the bag, and she goes, What is this? And I was like, those are your chips and queso.
Apparently. Had you looked in there?
Yeah, she goes, what? Why did they pick such a big bag? And I was like, I don't know. And we get home, and I start unpacking these chips and queso.
There was a lot of other stuff in there.
No. No other food.
Just
chips and queso.
Just queso.
And I'm not joking. When I opened up this bag, there was another bag. I opened up that bag. There was another bag.
Oh my!
I opened up that bag.
Gosh!
And then you've got a brown paper bag with chips in it, and the queso. And I was like,
"What?
They
Russian doll? They Russian dolled the chips?
Yeah, they put these chips in 4 different bags.
Wow!
I was just flabbergasted.
I mean, good for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Qdoba's doing well to be able to
those chips
all those
were
bags.
not going to be crushed.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
But they didn't care enough about your chips to 4-bag them.
No. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, last place is UDF, which stands for United Dairy Farmers, for those who are not from the region, but it's like a gas station chain that has really good ice cream.
Yeah.
And they give you a free 1-scoop sundae for your birthday. Ooh. So I go in there and I ask for my 1-scoop sundae to be peanut butter and chip, which is like one of my all-time favorite ice creams.
Great, solid
ever.
Ice cream choice.
It's so good. And so I ask him for that, and he goes,
we're out.
We're actually out of that. And I'm looking in there, and
I
can see it. Now, the container
looks... It was the same guy that was off on my change.
Was it... Were you up in...
Sunbury?
Okay. No, I was down.
Well, maybe he moved.
Maybe. So I can see it right there. Now, this container looks pretty empty. Okay. But it is a single scoop.
You're like, there's enough
I'm like,
in there.
I guarantee there's enough in there, you know? And I didn't say that.
Okay.
But I was like, oh.
What is that?
What is this?
What is that right there?
And he goes, oh, it's empty. And I was like, okay.
Dude,
and I think I had
this dude right here loves this ice cream.
Yeah. And he for sure just wants to clean it out by himself.
He for sure is like, no,
he's like, we're closing down. Once I lock this place down, that's mine.
Yeah.
So I must have had a pretty audible pause, because I'm just thinking, that's all I want. I just want that ice cream so bad because it is so good. And I go, okay. And he goes, I mean, I can get you like chocolate chip ice cream and like throw some peanut butter on there. And I was like,
not quite the same, bud.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask. I know that there's I can see some down there. Is there any chance that you can just get what you can of that and then make up the rest of it with the chocolate chip? And he goes, okay. I'm just like, why was that not? Why was that so hard? So he
This
scoops
dude
out.
is
he
clearly
scoops
not a
out some.
maximizer.
He scoops out some.
Oh.
He did not scoop out as much as I think he could have gotten.
Oh
out,
my
But I
goodness.
decided not to say anything.
Yeah.
And then he goes over
You're like,
to the
excuse me, sir.
chocolate chip.
Can
No,
I
no,
just
no,
come
no,
on
no.
over
Can
there?
Can I go over
I'll
and do
scoop
your
it
job
myself
for you? and so so he scoops that, and then he goes over to the chocolate chip. He scoops a little bit of that, puts it in, a bowl,
Yeah.
and then puts it on the top of the counter and slides it over to me. And I was like, is that so? Is a Sunday, right? And he goes,
Oh, this is bad.
I mean, that is the Sunday.
You're like,
And
no,
I'm thinking
that's
the
ice
definition.
cream. That's just ice
The
cream.
definition of a sundae is ice cream plus something else.
Yeah.
I didn't say
I mean,
this.
y'all need
But I was
syrup on
thinking-
there.
I was
cherry,
thinking this,
something.
and I was like, can I have like hot fudge or something? And he goes, yeah, I can put hot fudge on there if you want. And I'm just like, but I'm like, it's a Sunday.
Did you do any training, bud?
What? Yeah, it has to have something else on there. If it's a sundae, you can't say that a scoop of ice cream is a sundae. That is a scoop of ice cream.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
So I was very cordial, and I said, that would be great, thanks.
Yeah, awesome.
And he goes back there and puts some hot fudge on there, and then hands it over to me, and I give him my coupon, and
Thanks,
I walk
man.
out of there, and then I proceed to tell so many people about that. I just couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh, that's UDF is becoming a storytelling machine right now.
Yeah. Fortunately, that's the only kind of crazy story about UDF that I've had lately. But
Yeah.
man, I was just blown away.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have eventually got the ice cream you set out for,
Mm-hmm.
and with some extra teeth pulling, you got the
Yes.
fudge.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I don't think that we have any. I don't think we have any comments or new reviews this week. So make sure that you leave us a 5-star review and leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. Tell us a story about.
Tell us a story about the last ice cream shop you went to and how they totally botched your order.
Yeah, hopefully there aren't too many stories about that. But okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
And you guys go trade some stories.
Yeah. All right.